Hey guys, test 1 2, see if we're recording out there. I think we are. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? It's me, your host, Texas Rich. Hey, what's up? We're recording, doing a recording for YouTube for you know the morning wake up call. It is Tuesday, March 3rd. We're at 5:02 a.m. Hey, what's up? Let me hit the record button right here. We are recording on, the podcast C10 America Talks out there. Hey, what's up? How you doing, guys? This is your morning wake up call for Tuesday, March 3rd at 5:02 a.m. right here in that awesome studio. Hey, what's up, guys and gals out there building those awesome C10 trucks? Hey, if I can, want to talk to you real briefly about a new Square Buddy shop that I found. And yep, it's right here in good old Texas, called Square Bodies of Texas. Square Bodies of Texas. If I can, I'm going to take a minute right here. We have the owner, Fallon Stevenson. He is, the owner. Is his meet our expert mechanics. Says behind every badass build is a crew that makes it happen. At Square Bodies of Texas, our mechanics aren't just wrench turners; they're craftsmen, fabricators, tuners, and problem solvers. Each one brings a unique skill set and years of experience to the table, working together behind custom rides that perform as good as they look. Get to know the team that brings horsepower to life. We have Phil Allen of Stevenson. If I mess your name up, forgive me. I'm not good at names. I'm bad at names. We have Bobby Edwards. Bobby is, the shop foreman, and he's looks like he's painting an awesome ride right there. Then we have Damon Edwards. He's the electrical wizard and interior specialist. That is awesome. Then we have Tyler Strasser. Tyler Strasser is the welder, manufacturer, and final assembly. That's awesome. And then last but not least, we have Adam Williams. He's a fabricator and mechanic right here at Square Buddies of Texas. Excuse me, pardon me. By the way, guys, they are located right out there in our backyard in Longview, Texas. If you want to go see them in person, I would recommend doing so. Their address is 3200 Brent Road, Longview, Texas. Zip code 75604. 75604. Or, if you want to give them a little ringy dingy, go right ahead. I would recommend maybe call them before you go to, see if they're open. Their number is area code, it's 1-903-387-6797. The number again is 1-903 area code 387-6797. 7. So that is squarebodies of, Texas out there in, Longview. And these guys, they're pretty cool. I just found them. A couple of days ago. Today is, the first day I'm on their website. Matter of fact, I'm on their website right now checking out what they have, and is pretty cool. Their great things are on the horizon. They're still building their website. These guys are they came about ever since 2023. So they've been doing this for 3 awesome years. And this is trucks built 3+. I don't know if that is 3 or 3,000. Well, I think they just started in 2023. Then maybe it's on the lower end instead of the higher end. I'm just saying. But anyways, these cats are pretty awesome. Their website looks pretty bitchin'. So if you guys out there, hear about us here at C10 America, we'd love to do a sit-down interview with the owner of Squarebodies of Texas. And then I'm thinking maybe what might be cool is hook up a mic there and get all the guys together, maybe take a ride out to Longview. We're in Fort Worth, so that might be maybe a like a overnight trip out to Longview. So maybe we can do that, set that up sometime. So if you guys out there hear this, contact me. You can contact me at texasrich@c10americamagazine.com. That is texasrich@c10americamagazine.com. By the way, guys, if you're listening out there, we're looking for a couple new sponsors, advertisers out there for the group and the podcast. We do have a worldwide podcast, guys. We're over on Spotify with Joe Rogan, and all the guys, and gals over there doing awesome bitchin' podcasts over there each and every day. And to be honest with you guys, I'm on here every day. This is what I do. It's just like you guys right now build awesome rides for people, trucks, and all that. Well, my thing right now is I'm building, promoting the group, promoting the YouTube page. And, guys, if you think about it, a little behind us, I've been working on, C10 America for 3 years. So, hey, you guys have been around for 3 years, and C10 America has been around for 3 years. That is awesome. We need to hook up, guys. And I don't know if anybody over there has became a member in our group, C10 America, right here on Facebook, or if you're watching this on YouTube, over on Facebook. And then I know you guys were recording for our worldwide podcast, and so that is C10 America Talks. And so we did not forget you guys out there on, the podcast. We know you're out there listening. So big shout out to all you guys all over, all over the world. We have fans from what is it, Sweden, from dude. I sat down with somebody from he was, I think, in the Netherlands or halfway across the pond, and I was at we lived in the old apartment where we moved from, and I set up this interview with Sam Hard from Hard Up Garage. You see him a lot on YouTube, a lot on Instagram, all that stuff. And so I wanted to reach out to Sam, talk to him and stuff like that. We did probably for it was like maybe an hour long interview that was pretty dope, pretty awesome, guys. Anyways, we took, and I was sitting in my studio here in the States, and he was sitting in his garage, halfway across the world. That was, pretty awesome. And it almost sounded like he was right here, in the group, or, in, the studio. I mean, that was, so cool. So anyways, guys, we're looking at maybe doing a sit down with, you at least, the owner, or, maybe if we can, maybe we can come out, maybe, get there around, sometime you guys are getting ready to close, or maybe come out for a special, Saturday. Maybe if you're closed on, Saturday or something like that, come out. Maybe you can bring, the guys in. We'll set up our, mics, and maybe set up our, cameras so we can stream, live right there. That would be cool, because we love to stream to our cameras, and to the group and all that. So anyways, everybody out there watching or listening, or you're on the podcast, go check out Squarebodies. That is squarebodiesoftexas.com. Squarebodiesoftexas.com. Go, check them out and see what, they're all, about. They're open Monday through Friday. Yep, I was right. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m. That's Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. until 5 o'clock, p.m. So that is pretty, awesome, guys. Anyways, we have, let's see here. We have a pretty awesome YouTube page that it just seems to be growing and growing. Let's see here if I can, let's see if I can pull it up here. We have tons and tons of videos on here, and this morning is the morning wake up call for Tuesday, March 3rd at 5:16 a.m. So this will be up real soon. So anyways, if you're out there watching on, YouTube or right here in, Facebook, I want to thank and congratulate, the husband and wife that took and made it to, the front cover of, C10 America. And that is kind of, hard to do, to make it to, the front cover. Excuse me. But I have to say, big shout out to Robbie Smith and Carrie Smith. Robbie is a truck driver, and Carrie Smith, I think she's either a stay-at-home mom, or she works, a job, around the house and all that. But they do some awesome builds, guys, and they built, this truck that we're featuring on the front cover. They built that in their home shop, their home garage. Matter of fact, Carrie painted, the truck, which, they call cream puff. And it's almost like, let's see, seafoam green. That is awesome. I love that color. It is a 1969, C10, and it just pretty much, guys, caught my eye when I was going through 400 submissions. Then, I saw this. I'm dude, that is, freaking, awesome. That's, amazing. That truck, the paint, really, it's, the paint, the rims, and, the stance of how it sat right there in the grass. That right there is what drew me to it. That was, so cool. So, anyways, congrats again, Robbie Smith and Carrie Smith. You'll be on issue number 9, the front cover. And we'll be working on your page today. I have other pages to, work on and all that. And I think the magazine, we're marching out. It'll come out next month, April 4th. So that is, all, good, and, all the good in the neighborhood. Hey, so that is pretty cool. Anyways, guys, we took and I put together, some awesome decals back probably around, the time that we were starting the group here. Anyways, these right here, hard to believe, they were made 3 years ago, designed 3 years ago. Anyways, I was talking to Dad. I was talking to, my wife, girlfriend at the time, Miss Terry. And we're talking about, let me see, I lost, the video. Where is that? Oh, it's right there. Anyways, I was talking to, Miss Terry a bit, and talking to my dad a bit. We're over at Dad's house, which really is not, too far from where we are. It's like maybe, 5 minutes up, the road. And, Terry and Dad gave me an awesome idea, back then. They're all, all these designs, that you did, all these stickers, you should take and maybe, put them, together in a group, and just maybe sell them as, a group, and, some as a pack. So I'm thinking, well, you know what, that's a great idea. Maybe I'll go ahead and I'll take you guys up on that. I'll do that. So we took all the decals we designed. We put them into a 4-pack, and that 4-pack you can get all dropped on. That 4-pack you can get over at the website www.c10americamagazine.com. That is www, the letter C, 10 americamagazine.com. And just because that, we're going to give you a new, well, not new, but a busted decal. This right here was me and Dad's, pardon me, the nose. This right here was me and Dad's old Rod and Truck magazine back in the day. We started that probably about 2018, and it was like a C10 truck stuck in the mud, not going anywhere. You keep on putting it in gear, it would not go forward. It kept on slipping back, but it would not go forward. So anyways, we thought about it, and we're all, you know what, let's retire that. So we did, and since we did that, we're not remaking these stickers. These stickers, once they're gone, they are gone. They're over at the website. You can't buy any of them individual no more, because we're only selling the stickers in the pack. So if you want a pack, then it'll be a 6-pack. It started at a 4, and then with the busted that was 5. Then we're giving you another C10 America Stars decal for free. So it was a 4-pack, then a 5-pack, and now a, pardon me, the nose, 6-pack. And no, guys, it's not, the kind, you drink. Is the kind we mail to you in, the mail. Then, by the way, guys, over on, the website, we took it and we brought back, the Hot Wheels giveaway. The Hot Wheels giveaway is alive and well over at, the website, www.c10americamagazine.com. That's www.c10americamagazine.com. How do you guys get a free Hot Wheel? I'm going to tell you what. All you need to do, head over to the website, www.c10americamagazine.com. Head over to, that site over there. And all you're looking for, the secret word of, the week. I change it every week. Don't matter if you win, don't matter if you don't win. I change it every week. And so if somebody won, like I think 2 weeks ago, nobody won, last week, and so far nobody has won, this week. So take and go over there. Yeah, mum's a word. I'm not letting anybody know where anything is, guys. You need to do your homework. Go over to, the site. Check every page. And I know what you're thinking exactly. You're thinking, well, how do I know it's a secret word? Well, it's going to say secret word ... and boom, right there. So you're going to know, we're going to tell you, but we're gonna hide it on the pages. So it's over there somewhere. I even probably forgot where it's at right now, but I have to go look for it. Again, normally I write down where it's at, but it's over there somewhere. So I gotta go check out, remember, where it's at. But anyways, guys, let's be serious for a minute. Have you looked at the numbers of the group here on Facebook? C10 America on Facebook. Dude, that is crazy. We're at 81.5. 81.5 thousand members. And remember, guys, we're trying to hit that 100,000 in the group members, and that's gonna be freaking awesome. It took us 3 years to get to like 80,000, and then we went 81, and then we're going bigger and bigger and bigger. And the other day I was sitting down talking to a friend of mine, and he said that he thought it would go well over 100,000, and just keep growing from there. And guys, dude, I wholeheartedly believe in, we have a movement here, and it is growing. It's growing, going up like a rocket ship. Excuse me. And it's all because, you guys out there, and, everybody talking about the group, sharing the group, and, the help of, Facebook, the algorithm. I think you get up so far, and then, Facebook and, the algorithm, they recognize, oh, wow, this guy is getting so many, views or, comments, whatever. And so they really push, your group, out there and stuff like that. So anyways, I want to know, let me get feedback from y'all. I can send a picture of, or post a picture of, the YouTube page. We have over 107 videos up on YouTube, so far. You can go check out. And the early ones weren't that good, but I think the ones as we go on, they're getting, better and better and better. That's awesome. But I want to tell you about a little show that's, happening on October 3rd. You need to bring your car or your truck right down there. October 3rd. My buddy Scott, right down there in Snyder, Texas, he is putting on the White Buffalo Wheels, car show right down there in Snyder. Matter of fact, right in, the square, the old time square. I love old time squares right down there. That is, so cool. So anyways, that'll be October 3rd. We're trying to get a roller to head down there from Colorado with this big motor home. And that'd be awesome. Then maybe we'll try and get our buddy, the one, the only Mike Leonard from California to, head out. And then maybe we'll try and get Sam Ditto from, Oklahoma to come down. Then we'll maybe try and get Kevin Dickey, to come over, and then maybe even Dan Jackson. We'll see if Dan can come down with Anthony. They can come down. Father son. That would be awesome down here at the White Buffalo Show. That would be so cool. And then we have a new show. This is one of them. This is the morning wake up call for Tuesday, March 3rd. We're at 5:32 a.m. right here in the studio. By the way, how do you guys like the new studio? I know it's get over the mess is kind of messy. I get that, but I'm a one man band here. Everything here is my instrument. That I use every day. But other than that, give me feedback on the studio, what you think of it, and all that. But anyways, if you guys are watching here on Facebook, YouTube, or listening on that worldwide podcast, C10 America Talks. If you have an awesome build, awesome, C10 or a square body, we want to totally talk to you. We want to pick your brain for a bit. If we can, see what drives you, what, kind of inspires you, what makes you roll, what gives you, what kind of incites you or excites you to do these awesome builds. Now you see almost every day, I could say it's almost every day that I see either some young person on YouTube or on Facebook. They're out there with dad or granddad or Uncle Rodney, whatever. They're in the shop, in the garage, doing something, or, for that matter, Robbie Smith and Carrie Smith, they have two twin boys, 14 years of age, and I don't even believe they drive yet, but they have, the passion. They're building their cars or their trucks, so when they do get their license, they can drive them. How cool is that? And then we have a picture of one of them in the back of the one truck he's working on, and he's putting a roll cage in the truck. I mean, that these kids are so awesome. And, to get out there in the shop, and, kind of do what we're doing, building, awesome trucks. We're not only building awesome trucks, we're building a legacy, out there. And we're instilling in, these kiddos, we're putting our passion, our drive, everything we have into our kiddos, and they are gonna be better for that as they get older, to not only build awesome cars and trucks, but yet when they go out there to tackle life and come to other other situations that might arise in the day-to-day out there. Anyways, let's see. We are a nationwide magazine, so that's awesome. I think what kind of killed our our old magazine, the old Rod and Truck magazine, is as much as me and Dad wanted to stay Texas in that magazine. I think that is what led to our demise and kind of killed the magazine. And it we had a great 6-year run in paperback and all that. It was pretty pretty cool, pretty amazing for as long as we did it for. And we still have magazines over at Dad's. There we have back issues and paper. They're only $10, and that $10, you're wondering, hey, what's that $10 include? I'll tell you what it includes. Includes tax and includes shipping. And boom, we have them. We have 1 to 26 issues in paper, and then from 27 to 32 they're digital, and we stopped at 32, and just because I wanted to get into doing C10 America, and I'm working on issue number 9. I'll be getting back to after I get off, the live, or not the live, the recording here. I'll be getting back on that for a bit. We're at 5:39 a.m. on this Tuesday, March 3rd, on the wake up call. So if you guys and gals are just getting up right now, you're listening to, the wake up call right here on, C10 America Talks, and, the YouTube channel is C10 America, or you might be watching us over on, Facebook. Hey, what's up, guys? And, guys, we have, what I'm seeing over and over again, oh my gosh, I am seeing women builders out there, man. Women builders out there, guys. It's not just a guy's sport no more. We got, awesome women fabricators out there. We have awesome women painters out there, like, Carrie Smith out there painting that beautiful 69, C10 that is going on the front cover of 9. And, I think I'll tell you right here, and I'll tell everybody over in, the live, you'll be the first one. But what I'm going to do after this issue is I'm gonna take and put one female builder in the magazine going forward, and so we're gonna probably even put up a post where you and everybody can recommend an awesome female builder, an awesome, C10 or square body, out there. And don't, contact us yet. We haven't put that up. We'll put it up, probably when we're looking for, the next, trucks for, the magazine. But, yeah, we're nationwide. That is awesome. Pretty awesome. And yep, we are planning something big to hit 100,000 here in the group. We're planning something big for, hitting, 100,000. I can't tell you what it is because we don't have it set up yet. It's only a thought. I need to get on the go, get on the ball, and start talking to a couple different people. Excuse me. Talk to a couple of different people and see if we can't do something and all that. So, but anyways, if you guys want to become a sponsor of what we got planned for the 100,000 members in the group over on Facebook, or if you're on Facebook or YouTube, or you're listening on the podcast, you want to be a sponsor of the little thing we're planning for hitting 100,000. Contact me right down under this video. If you're on YouTube watching, you can type it right down there, or put your email down there, or better yet, if you guys don't want people having your email, you can take and email me personally at texasrich at C10 America magazine.com. That is texasrich at C10 America magazine.com. Let me know if you want to be an advertiser, sponsor, something like that. And, if you want to become a sponsor, we'll take and we'll get a banner made with, your logo on it, and was a, featured, sponsor, all that stuff. So we're going to do, I think I'll take and, maybe I'll design something and then get that, put up in a post. So in case you guys want to become a featured sponsor for our, 100,000 member thing, well, I can't say what it is, thing that we're planning, then that would be, awesome. We'd love to see you guys, do, something. So I can't go into detail about it. We're still under, wraps. Let's see. I took and I put a post up probably 2.5 weeks back, right? And when I was looking for trucks, right? Well, that one post, it got over, I think 114,000 views in the group. And dude, guys, our group only has 81.5 thousand members, but yet we got 114,000 views. And I know you're scratching your head, you're asking, well, how does that happen? Well, I think I know how it happens. I think other groups, sometimes they're either public or private groups, and a lot of groups are private because they want to keep the spam, everything out, and they want to just include the people they want, and stuff like that. Well, what that does for you, I think, number one, it limits the ability for people to find you. Maybe that's, you know, their whole intent, their whole reason, they don't want people to, find their group. They just want to invite people who they want. Well, I was weighing over that, decision building the group, back 3 years ago. Do I go private? Do I go public? You know what? And I was looking and all that. And he said, it's harder for, people to find you if you go private. But if you go public, everybody can see your group. They can see what goes on in your group. They just can't. They can't comment. They can't post. They can't. They can. I think they can share, but they can't comment. They can't post without you approving. Them. And since I set up AI security on the group and all that, dude, that helps out a lot, because not only am I trying to maintain the group, we have 4 other people maintaining the group as well. But these 4 other people, they have jobs, they have full-time jobs, but me personally, my full-time job is, this group, this brand, everything. I'm on here every day pushing, the group. I've been doing this for, 3 years now, just getting, the wood, out there to, the masses and, all that. So, anyways, guys, real briefly, I'll take a minute from the sheet here, but I want to address, the elephant in the room before it gets, too late. We're 49 after the hour here, but anyways, our new book coming out called The Grind, the story behind, C10 America right here. And first and foremost, I am a graphic designer. Like most graphic designers out there, we need tools in our arsenal to use when we're designing or creating, something. A lot of people out there, and me for many years included, used Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, all that to design, photos, design logos, all that. Now I'm using a new software called Affinity Photo, Affinity Design, and Affinity Publishing. Just this year that started, they took all those and they put into one big software. Which for a long time, I was hoping that Adobe would do that, but no, Adobe is kind of, they want the most money they can get. That is only an opinion. I think they want the money from Photoshop. They want the money from Illustrator and all their 25 different, softwares. And, that's okay. It's the American way, make all the money you want. Anyways, Affinity took Affinity Photo, they took Affinity Designer, and they took Affinity Publisher, and they combined it. So it is one software that you can do your photo work in, you can do your design in, and you can do your publishing in. So one software, you can do all that, and you can go to Affinity. I think it's affinitysoftware.com or affinity.com, right? You can get it for free. Or it's owned by Canva, and go to canva.com or affinity.com. Pardon me, one or the other or both. And you know what? I'll find out for sure today, and then I'll let everybody know tomorrow on, tomorrow's show. But they took and they combined all, the softwares. So that is awesome. Anyways, I said that to say this. This design was designed by me and, AI. You know what? AI is a great tool for us graphic designers. And what I use AI for is coming up with this awesome cover. Now, I told it to name it The Grind. I told it to give me a spark on a, fuse. And then I said, you got to put, my name, somewhere on it. And then I told it, it is, the story behind C10 America. And it did that. And it said, the spark, the fear, the doubt, and, the challenge. So, there it is, right here. The grind. And that we are, I'm still writing, on that book. It'll be, guys, it'll be a 150-page paperback book. We're looking at 15 chapters, 10 pages per chapter, right back there. And we already hooked up with a publishing company. After I get this done, it goes over to the publishing company. So even guys out there, if you want to become a sponsor, of, the book, we'll take it and we'll put the sponsored by, so-and-so on, the front cover. That right there is a mock-up. That's not the book. It's my wife's paperback book. I was trying to get, the size I wanted. And you can see it's a regular, my wife's book. But I trying to work on, the cover, trying to get the size. You can see I did not get the size correct because we have a white border around it. But when the book comes out, it will not have, that white border around it. It'll be all solid. But I don't know, maybe, what do you guys think? Let me know in, the comments right down below. If do you think it looks almost, it kind of draws, the attention, draws your eyes to it with, that white around there? Am I just saying that? I don't know. Give me a comment right down here. Either, if you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, or, you're listening on, C10 America Talks, you can comment, I think, right there on Spotify or, Apple iTunes or wherever you guys are listening. I think you can, comment, right there. That book, there'll be 3 ways you can get that book right there. It'll be for the regular book. It'll be one price over at our publishing house. right after we get done, it goes up there to have, the book being made. It'll be a print on demand publishing house. So, you can buy as many copies as you want, and they'll print them on, demand, and make them on, demand. So that'd be cool. And then they said, since I am, the author of, the book, I can buy some at a lower price and then put it over on, my website, www.c10americamagazine.com. We'll have these over on, the website, www.c10americamagazine.com. We'll have them over there for sale for a different price, but everyone, every book that we have over there, I'll probably start out with 100 of them, and they'll be autographed, over on the site, and you get a new C10 America sticker over there, and you get a personal, handwritten note, from me in, that book. And so that'll be one price. The regular book, not signed, that'll be regular price. Probably, a little cheaper price. And then if you want the cheapest price, we're doing a digital version, of that, too. So that'll be available over on, the site as well. So just like the magazine that we do, you guys pay for it and you download it, you can pay for, the book and download the entire book for, your Kindle, for your smartphone, smart device, whatever you guys are thinking, your tablet, whatever. Hey guys, we're 5:59, 1 minute away from 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna get ready and get out of here. I need to start, my day and get some stuff done. But anyways, this has been your morning wake-up call right here for Tuesday, March 3rd. We are now at 6 o'clock straight up. We love you. Have a great day, guys. Go out there, smile, and change somebody's life for the better. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock a.m. We love you. Have a great day. God bless you.